Presented by Cursed by the Witch. Warning: use headphones before listening to horror podcast story of The Shadow in the Mirror. Follows the unsettling experiences of Rachel, a young woman who recently moved into an old apartment. The place, though charming at first glance, has an eerie atmosphere, particularly the large, antique mirror that hangs in the hallway. From the moment Rachel moves in, she feels a strange presence in the apartment, but dismisses it as nerves or her imagination. One evening, while getting ready for bed, Rachel catches a glimpse of something unusual in the mirror, a shadowy figure standing behind her. She spins around, but no one is there. Shaken, she convinces herself it's just a trick of the light or stress from the recent move. However, the strange occurrences persist. Every time Rachel passes the mirror, she feels as though something is watching her. The figure becomes more distinct each time she sees it, resembling a dark silhouette with vague human-like features. It never moves or interacts with her directly, but its presence is unmistakable, lurking just out of reach in the reflection. Rachel begins to lose sleep, haunted by the image in the mirror. She tries to cover it, avoid it, and even considers removing the mirror, but nothing works. The shadow seems to follow her movements, only visible when she's near the mirror, yet never appearing anywhere else in the apartment. As her fear grows, Rachel starts researching the history of the apartment and learns that previous tenants had complained of strange occurrences tied to the same mirror. There were rumors of an old resident who had disappeared mysteriously, with the mirror being the only clue left behind. One night, as Rachel stands in front of the mirror, trying to confront her fears, the shadow moves for the first time. It reaches out toward her, its form becoming more defined, like a dark figure trying to emerge from the glass. Terrified, Rachel tries to run, but she finds herself paralyzed in front of the mirror. The shadow in the mirror pulls her toward it, blurring the line between reality and reflection. Second story of the disappearing town. The disappearing town, a small, secluded town named Hollow Creek, mysteriously vanishes without a trace. The town had always been an isolated, quiet place, located deep in the mountains, but one day, it simply ceases to exist. People driving by see an empty field where the town used to be, and its residents are gone, leaving behind no signs of life. The story follows Jenna, a young journalist who becomes obsessed with uncovering the truth behind Hollow Creek's disappearance. She stumbles upon old newspaper articles and interviews that hint at strange occurrences in the town prior to its vanishing, reports of odd lights in the sky, strange behavior among the residents, and whispers of something supernatural lurking in the area. Jenna interviews survivors, people who once lived in the town but moved away just before its disappearance. These individuals recall the eerie feeling that something was off in Hollow Creek for years. Some mention seeing strange figures in the woods, hearing whispers late at night, or noticing time itself behaving erratically. The more Jenna investigates, the more she feels that the town's disappearance wasn't a natural event. As she delves deeper into the town's past, Jenna uncovers a dark secret: Hollow Creek was built on ancient, cursed land. Legends tell of a time when the land belonged to a forgotten tribe, who placed a curse on it after being driven away. The curse was meant to make the land and everything on it disappear, swallowed by time itself, unless the people respected the ancient boundaries and rules. In the final part of the story, Jenna travels to the site where Hollow Creek once stood. There, she begins to experience the same strange phenomena the townspeople reported: distorted visions, eerie sounds, and the sensation that she is no longer alone. As Jenna tries to leave, she realizes she's trapped in a time loop, with the ghostly remnants of Hollow Creek beginning to materialize around her. The story ends with Jenna herself slowly vanishing, as the town reclaims its final victim. Her notes and research are found abandoned near the site, leaving others to wonder whether the town ever existed at all or if it was simply a ghostly legend, forever disappearing and reappearing to claim those who search for it. The disappearing town is a mysterious tale of isolation, the supernatural, and the haunting idea of a place that can fade from existence, only to return to claim those who venture too close to its secrets. Third story: The Curse of the Family Portrait. The curse of the family portrait centers around the Evans family, who inherit an old, decaying mansion from a distant relative. Along with the house comes a large, ominous family portrait hanging in the living room, depicting the ancestors of the Evans family from the 1800s. The portrait exudes an eerie presence, with the faces of the people in it looking unusually lifelike and their eyes seeming to follow anyone who passes by. At first, the Evans family dismisses the unsettling nature of the portrait as an old superstition. However, strange things begin to happen after they move into the mansion. The temperature in the room with the portrait constantly drops, strange noises can be heard at night, and the family members begin to experience terrifying nightmares involving the people in the painting. One evening, the youngest daughter, Lily, notices something strange. The people in the portrait seem to have shifted slightly, as if they had moved since the family first saw them. At first, no one believes her, but soon everyone notices the changes, small details, like a slight turn of the head or an altered facial expression. Over time, these changes become more drastic, with the figures in the portrait appearing to become more menacing. As the days go by, the Evans family starts to feel the effects of the curse. One by one, each family member falls victim to unexplained accidents, strange illnesses, or sudden violent outbursts, which seem to be tied to the figures in the portrait. Lily's father, James, who has become obsessed with the painting, begins to research its history. He discovers a dark secret. The portrait was commissioned by one of the ancestors, a cruel and greedy man who made a pact with a malevolent spirit to preserve the family's legacy. The curse tied the souls of the family's ancestors to the painting, condemning them to an eternal existence within it, and ensuring that the curse would be passed down through generations. The more the Evans family interacts with the portrait, the stronger the curse becomes. The figures in the painting become increasingly lifelike, even seeming to step out of the frame during nightmarish hallucinations. As the curse tightens its grip, the family members realize they are being pulled into the painting, destined to join the cursed ancestors. Desperate to break the curse, James tries to destroy the portrait, but each attempt is thwarted. The painting seems indestructible, and every effort only makes the curse stronger. In the end, the family's last hope lies in uncovering the details of the original pact and finding a way to reverse it. The story culminates in a tense final confrontation with the evil spirit bound to the portrait. The Evans family struggles to break free of the curse, but just as they think they might have found a solution, the final scene reveals that the portrait now includes new faces, theirs. The curse continues, with the Evans family now part of the eternal cycle, trapped within the painting as new heirs move into the mansion, unaware of the dark fate that awaits them. The curse of the family portrait is a chilling tale of family legacy, dark magic, and the inescapable pull of a curse that dooms each generation to be trapped in a horrifying, supernatural prison. Thank you for watching. Just like and subscribe.